Your next storyteller is no stranger to the unexpected. Please welcome Sage Turtle.
Hi there. So my mom lives on lesbian separatist women's land. I don't know what you're imagining right now. Maybe you're thinking of women in crew cuts marching through the morning screaming about the patriarchy, or maybe not. Maybe there's just kissing. I don't know, because it's your imagination. The reality is my mom lives with 6 other women who are young and fat and old and thin and scarred and smooth. And some of them look like fairy tale witches and some of them look like fairy tale princesses. But they all have laugh lines etched deep, like roadmaps of joy's past. They don't have any electricity, they don't have any plumbing, they have each other. My mom is supposed to come and visit me, but she can't, she's not feeling well. So at this point, I'm living in Canada, in Toronto, right on the edge of a park. And when I say the edge, I walk 5 steps out of my door and I am standing in the park. And this is the summer that a woman moves into my backyard. At first, she's just sitting under a tree with a bunch of cardboard boxes, but then she signs a lease on a more secluded, more residential tree, the one right outside my kitchen window, and she sits and she smokes while I try to do the dishes, and I listen to her hacking cigarettes, smoke, cough. And now when I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to pee, she's also peeing, and we're like peeing friends. And her white ass is so luminous, it lights up the park. And I keep waiting for somebody to tell her to go away, but nobody ever does. So I do a terrible thing, and I know it's terrible. She is a human being. She is not a cat, but I give her a name. And I give her a name because she is all I can talk about. I'm constantly on the phone being like, Beatrice is smoking a cigarette. Beatrice is talking on her cell phone. Beatrice has an electric kettle. Where does she plug her electric kettle in? And my friends were like, don't you have anything else to talk about? And I'm like, there is a woman who is living in my yard. Like, no, there is nothing else to talk about. In the mornings, she sits and she pours boiling water over her tea bag and her mug. And for a moment, it is so much. Any morning on the land where my mom lives, the women sitting outside, drinking coffee, laughing belly laughs at the absurdities of the world. Beatrice sits alone and watches the sunrise. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is not lonely at all. And I keep waiting for somebody to tell her to go away, but nobody ever does. As leaves carpet the park, her massive pile of belongings grows until she brings home a tent. She brings home a tent and stands there with the canvas in one hand and the poles in the other, and she throws them all on the ground and scowls at them and smokes furiously. And far away, smoke and laughter drift out of a crooked stovepipe, and my mom gets sicker. By the 3rd day, her tent is up, and it crouches in a corner of the park like a frightened mouse, and I look for her now at 2 o'clock in the morning, her flashlight hitting the walls of the tent. Hey, Beatrice, I couldn't sleep either. My mom is going to be fine, though. As snowflakes begin to fall, 3 women come marching into the park behind their peg Perego strollers, and they see the tent, and 3 hands go into 3 handbags, and they are all screaming into their phones, no, I'm sorry, can you explain to me, do I live in a 3rd world country, or do I live in Toronto? Take care of this. And sure enough, within an hour, a park official is pasting an eviction notice on the side of the tent. And Beatrice stands there reading it, and her shoulders are straight and strong, and I don't know it yet. But my mom is in the kind of pain that would send a Marine sergeant to his knees. The next day, 6 giant men come and stand with their arms folded, watching as she empties the tent of enough food to last an entire winter. And I don't know it yet, but my mom is saying goodbye to the trees, and the wind, and the sky. I stand there at the window and I feel so helpless. And so I run around the house and I get all the cash I can find, and I run outside, and up close I can see her laugh lines etched deep. Up close, Her eyes are so kind as I say, we never minded you being here. And she says, oh, honey, I know that. And I don't know it yet, but missing my mom is going to feel like trying to swallow broken glass. The last time I saw Beatrice, she was sitting out in front of a strip mall, and there were 2 pennies and a hat in front of her. And I keep waiting for her to come back, but she never does. Thank you.